What's up, everybody? Welcome to season 2, episode 14 of Talk with Money. I'm so excited. We have so many things to talk about today, so I don't want to drag it out anymore. I want to get right into it, you guys. But before we do, for those of you who haven't, go subscribe to our YouTube, go subscribe to our Spotify, and for those of us who are poor, not poor, broke. I'll say that. It's only $3 on Patreon, y'all. So look, watch the full episodes on Patreon for only $3. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Spotify. Let's go. All right, y'all. So welcome to story time. First of all, this is the first time that we've done this on the show. Here we go. But I got this story that I want to share with y'all. It's a voodoo story, so stick with me. But it's real juicy. So I'm gonna tell the story. Here we go, y'all. And I do have my handy dandy little peeper here. I don't want to miss a beat. But the first thing y'all need to know is that this is a true story, okay? And it involves voodoo, 3 deaths, a curse, a mysterious fish doll, and black magic, okay? So, John Brightman of New England Paranormal Research was requested to come help with a woman in Westport. We'll call her Amanda, y'all. I'll change the names. With paranormal activity that had been ongoing in her home, she grew up in this home with her mother, sister, and her brother. And all 3 had recently passed away, okay? So the home had some weird stuff happening recently, like objects moving all around, doors will open and slam shut. Amanda saw a mist come up from the basement doorway one time, and her young granddaughter said that she saw her great uncle Roger near the staircase. Y'all understand that Amanda saw a mist come up the stairs from the basement door one day, and her young granddaughter said that she saw her dead Uncle Roger come up the staircase. Stick with that part right quick, okay? So the home previously belonged to Amanda's mother, Esther, who had lived into her 90s despite being very sick. She also lived with her brother Roger, who was in his 60s and was also sick. He took care of Esther, even though the youngest sister, Vivian, was also living there, but refused to help with Esther's care. What a selfish hoe. Anyway, Roger was out of the house one day, and Vivian saw her chance. She told her mother about her brother wasn't going to get any better, and that he may try to put her in a nursing home to rot and die. So Vivian went and lied to Esther, y'all, to get her way. Follow this hoe. So Vivian swore to Esther that if she signed the house and everything else over to just her, she would see that Roger couldn't remove her from her beloved home, and that she could be there and live in dignity, but die with dignity. That's not funny. But die with dignity. She signed everything over to Vivian, including power of attorney. Let me just break this down. So Roger was out of the house one day, y'all. Roger was out of the house. He's sick, by the way. His mom is sick. Vivian is his sister, and also the daughter of Esther. But she's also the only one not sick. She's also the only one in the house not taking care of Esther. She's also the only one in the house that's greedy. She's also the only one in the house that's lying. Okay, so Roger was furious when he found out. After all, he was the one sacrificing his time and apparently his own health to take care of his mother. And on top of that, Vivian lied. So once Esther signed everything over to her, she put her mother in a nursing home anyway, and told Roger he had to get out of what was now her house. Esther died shortly thereafter with no cause of death ever determined according to the medical records. 2 months later, Vivian suffered a ruptured spleen and died. 2 months later. Unexpectedly, Roger gave into his own health problems a few months after that, and within a span of 8 months, all 3 had died. Amanda inherited the house and everything in it. She wanted to sell it and be rid of the reminder of all the family drama, and she had to watch from the sidelines. So Amanda inherited the house. Nobody that was taking care, everybody in the house died. Amanda was not living in that house. Okay? And I'm sure if Amanda was living in the house, Amanda would have took care of Esther. But she did nothing and still got the house. Anyway, so it was while she was cleaning out the house that she discovered the altar in Roger's room. So tacked to it were the 3 photographs, 2 of which were of people she instantly recognized: her sister Vivian, her mother Esther. Little stick pins had been inserted into the doll in various positions, making it resemble a voodoo doll. There was also a photo of a man she did not recognize, and some other random shit like herbs and sage, floating around the box. Roger worked as a commercial fisherman and traveled the world in his works, so including the country of Brazil. He worked in the country of Brazil. Some weird things goes on in Brazil. Well, in Brazilian culture, there is a form of black magic known as macumba. Okay. Is it possible that Roger learned this version of Brazilian voodoo from one of his fellow fishermen? Macumba rituals, y'all, are often used to seek revenge on family members who have done harm. Let me say that one more time. Macumba rituals are used to seek revenge on family members who have done harm, and the rituals often involve utilizing a photograph of the person you want to inflict the dark magic on. For that reason, many superstitious Brazilians would not allow a photograph of themselves to be given to someone they don't know. And Amanda hired a medium, okay? So now she hired a medium. She went through the box. She's seeing the voodoo dolls, the pins sticking in them, the photographs of her sister and her mom. She hired a medium to come and possibly help with any restless spirits move on from the house, and to help remove any bad vibes brought about by her brother practicing voodoo in the house, okay? I set my glass down, it's getting juicy. In the house, the medium explained that the pins that were stuck into the fish doll were arranged in a way that would inflict pain on the intended target. Without knowing about Vivian or how she died, she pointed out that one of the pins appeared to be placed in what represented a spleen. Y'all, how did Vivian die? She died verbatim. It says 2 months later, Vivian suffered a ruptured spleen. And then we go over here. Amanda, without knowing about Vivian or how she died, she pointed out that one of the pins appeared to be placed in what represented the spleen. So Roger had some weird shit going on up in that basement, in that box. Okay? So the medium also, this typo, excuse me, y'all. But the medium told Amanda that if they took the box with the doll from the altar and buried it in the yard, then the huntings would stop. But it didn't. We're almost but it didn't. So, which is why she later brought in John and his paranormal group. They came in and investigated for over 9 hours, but captured no signs of paranormal activity themselves. They even dug up the box and the doll in the hopes that bringing it back into the house would lead to activity. But nothing happened. John believes it's because the hunting was only meant for the family. Yeah, you know how Macumba rituals is only for the curse your families who've done harm to you. That's the Macumba ritual. Don't get no bad ideas, y'all. But that's what Macumba rituals are for. It is condemned. Okay, don't do it. The mystery, I know y'all like to get bright ideas. The mystery also remained as to who the man was in the third photograph. Remember the third photograph? Was stuck to the stuffed fish doll. But speculation is that it could have been a partner in the fishing business that wronged Roger in some way. That might even explain why the doll was in the shape of a fish. So when the box was removed from the property, John took it into his own possession before eventually turning it over to the legendary paranormal researcher and haunted collector star John Zathis. All the strange activity reached an abrupt end. A sense of peace that had been missing from the home for many decades once again filled his home, filled the rooms, and the curse apparently lifted. So once this acclaimed paranormal researcher, John Zathis, got his hands on that box, somehow the curse lifted, pieces in the home. Amanda been through some stuff. Did Roger kill Esther? Is that what it said? Because why did he have a doll of his mom? Y'all, this is a juicy story. Voodoo is something else. And people ain't all the way right here either, y'all. It's hard to put my finger on Roger. Roger was very vindictive, but I don't know why I had my own image of him in the beginning of the story. And he was some type of innocent man. Oh, because he was taking care of his mom, and then the bitch Vivian wasn't. So that's probably why he was painted as an innocent man. But he had a plan too, and Vivian got in the way of his plans. Esther kids seems like they always got something up their sleeves. And Amanda was painted out to be innocent from the jump. So I think Amanda's innocent. I think Amanda's just trying to live a peaceful life. She didn't have time to grieve. She had demons on her back. So it's like they left Earth and left no peace. Okay? They still down here causing havoc. It's always some weird stuff going on. But listen, we'll be doing more of these stories on Talk with Money. If y'all like this juiciness, if y'all have a story y'all want me to read or something like that to talk about on the show, please drop it in the comments or send it to us. I want to read the stories on the show. I love these stories, y'all, because there's just so much going on. What kind of life people be living? It's always something with these spirits.